Hello and welcome to the Inquisitive Universe. My name is Jeffrey and we're talking about the top phones you can pick up for 100,000 Naira. Now, before we start, I like to explain. If you don't like my explanations, please fast forward. There should be timestamps in the description. That should help you. Or you can just fast forward until you see the part where we start talking about the phones. Now, this is very important to state. 100,000 Naira isn't worth much. If you have 100,000 Naira and you're going out to the market and you want to buy a decent phone, that is an exercise in futility. You are wasting your time. Sellers will trick you. You'd buy a rubbish phone and then you'd complain later, as I have seen many people do. In fact, this is one video that I didn't even want to make from the very beginning, but seeing as it is that many people started going out and started buying phones and started reaching out to me and saying that, Jeff, why did you allow me to go and buy this rubbish? I was like, okay, fine, I'm going to do the video, which is what I'm doing right now. If you have 100,000 Naira and you want to buy a phone, know that you are getting an entry-level phone. Now, for some people, entry-level phones are okay, but for the majority, it is not. I want to take the first minute to explain this. So now, let's go out and look at some phones in the market which I would not advise you to buy. And I've got a couple here. The very first one is the Itel A50C. Don't buy that phone. I'm sorry, I have to say this, right? Do not get that phone. 540p display, 5-watt charging. No, 400,000. No. The A06, I wouldn't really advise that as well. Please do not get that, please. And I think the G10, the Nokia G10, I probably wouldn't advise that as well. Helio G25 today is not going to be a sweet experience. The other specs on the phone are okay, but it's Android 11 and Helio G25. No, really, you shouldn't do that. I think also the A05S is also another phone I'll tell people to avoid. The A05S from Itel as well. Please, you should probably avoid those ones too. So now let's look at the phones that you should be getting. And at the very bottom of my list is the Realme C30S. The Realme C30S. It's got a Unisoc SC9863A processor, Android 12, Realme UI Go. I did a video recently talking about Go, Android Go, 32-bit Android software. So yeah, I should probably leave a link up there so you check that out. The display is a 6.5-inch IPS LCD, 720p, 8MP camera on the back, 5MP selfie at the front, 1080p video, 5000 mAh battery, 10 watts. It's got a fingerprint reader on the side and a USB-C port. So that is one of those phones you should be getting. It costs you around 85,000 for the 3GB RAM, 64GB version. So the next phone on the list there is the Itel A50. Very decent phone, Unisoc T603, which is the modern version of the SC9863A. Android 14, it's an Android Go, 32-bit, 6.6-inch IPS LCD display, 720p is the resolution, and of course 8MP at the back, 5MP at the front, 1080p video, 5000 mAh, 10 watts, fingerprint reader on the side as well, USB-C port. And then the next one will be the Redmi A3X. That's the next one on the list. It's again Unisoc T603, Android 14 Go, a 720p 6.71 IPS LCD display, 90Hz, 8MP at the back, 5MP at the front, 1080p video recording, 5000 mAh battery, 10 watts charge, USB-C with a fingerprint reader on the side. Now, decent specs, but the pricing on this one is what I'm not really in love with. 107k for the 3GB RAM, 64GB variant, which decent phone, terrible pricing. So let's go to third place and we have the Itel A70, and this one is a Unisoc T603 phone, like all of the other phones. Unisoc T603 phone, like all of the other phones. Android 13 Go for the software, a 6.6-inch IPS LCD display, 720p is the resolution, 13MP on the back, 8MP at the front, 720p cameras, because Itel refused to actually put the video recording on it. So from what I can tell, it's a 720p video recording. Could be 1080p, I'm not very sure. 5000 mAh battery, 10 watts charge, USB-C, side fingerprint. So second on the list is the Redmi A3. This one got a Helio G36, which is marginally better than the T603. Marginally, marginally. In fact, they're both the same anyway. Android 14 Go, 6.71 inch IPS LCD 720p display with 90 Hz, 8MP camera on the back, 5MP camera on the front, 1080p video, 5000 mAh battery, 10 watts of fast charge, USB-C, and a side fingerprint reader. Redmi A3 costs 101,000. I need to say that, terrible pricing too. The best phone on this list is the Itel P55T, and this one is going to cost you 104k. But hear me out, T606, which is basically the best SoC you can find at this level. Android 14 Go, unfortunately, yeah, but it's got a 720p display, basically the other specs as the other phone, the same specs as the other phone. 720p display, IPS LCD 6.56 inch, 90 Hz, 50MP main camera, which stands out, 8MP selfie, 1080p video, 6000 mAh battery, 18 watts of fast charge, USB-C, and a side fingerprint sensor. This Itel P55T is the best phone. The prices could be slightly higher, but from what I can tell, from what I saw on Slot and Pointech websites, because that's where I get my information from, this is the best phone you can get at the 100k range. So this is the phone I recommend in the entire list. All of the other phones here use the same Unisoc T603, Helio G36, Unisoc SC9863A. They all offer the same level of performance. They are all 32-bit software. They all use the same 720p IPS LCD display. Some of them have 90 Hz, but at this level, it is mostly a gimmick. They all have the same 8MP cameras. They all have the same 5-megapixel selfies. They all have the same 5000 mAh battery, the same 10 watts, the same USB-C finger. Like, these are not, once upon a time USB-C was a quote-unquote premium feature. A side fingerprint sensor was a premium feature, not anymore. So I think it's important that we know this. The Itel P55T is the best phone here by a mile. The only thing I have against this phone is the fact that it uses an Android Go 32-bit software, but other than that, it is a lot better than any other phone on this list. If you're going to buy a new phone, please go out and pick up the Itel P55T at the 100k range. At least you may need to top up your budget a little bit, 105, maybe 110 at most, but that's the price that you're going to be getting this one. So that's my take on the top phones that you can pick up for 100k. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Small actions like this that help small channels like mine grow. And of course, I will see you in the next one. Cheers and bye bye.